Hello everybody, Buddy with Midland, Texas. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to look at the timestamps from the night of the murder attempt, and then we'll ask the logical questions. Okay, I wrote them up right here. I'm going to show you. Okay, murder attempt timestamps. Okay, at 10:42, I'm seen crawling out after being shot with my phone lines cut. Okay, 11:01, Martin County Sheriff John Woodward, late Midland County deputy, are seen arriving. They was not dispatched, and their names are missing from the police report. The logical question is how and why. MPD Sergeant Matt Davis at my home, but not seen arriving. 11:03, 2 minutes later. 11:05, Lieutenant Dickey's inside my home. He's not seen arriving. And then Greg Chatwell's here, 11:18, along with Kenny Angel, not seen arriving again. How did that happen? And then Dylan Hale at my home, but not seen arriving, 11:19. And then 11:22, the front cameras are rotated towards the house to disable my cameras. Okay, so at that point, anybody can come and go all they want. They got my cameras disabled. Okay, now I'm going to show you. This is the video from 10:42 when I was crawling out. Okay, they had stolen my cell phone, disconnected my home phone lines. This was my only chance of survival. I didn't know if I was going to live or die at the time. Okay, and then as I'm crawling out, I scream for help. One thing, there's two things here I want you to watch. One, I want you to watch the headlights on my car, which are already on my company car. Okay, and then also we're going to also talk about the 911 call. Okay, and so first I'm going to play this crawling out, and I want you to watch these headlights. Okay, I screamed for help. Boom, they went off. Did you see it go off? Okay, we'll do it again. Okay, they're on. See, they got turned off. Okay. Well, what I believe or what I suspect is a neighbor was sitting in this car right there. Okay. And maybe the neighbor that had the tunnel entrance in the backyard and most likely waiting to let out the trap burglar, because I had a burglar trapped. I recognized somebody broke into my home again and tied my door shut. And now I know I trapped a burglar, and then I believe they planned my murder, and then they probably waiting for me to die so they could go free the trap burglar. I suspect I already knew they had the keys to my car, and I suspect they were sitting in it because it was extremely cold that night and probably had the engine running for the heater. Okay, but when you turn the company cars were wired up. When you turn them on, the lights come on automatically, and when you turn them off, lights went off. And I think when I screamed for help, that's when they heard me and they panicked and they turned it off. And then I crawled around and climbed my truck right next to it and drove off. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is the 911 call. Okay, what I thought was weird on the 911 call is it started ringing before 911 answered the phone. And I just I'm a tech guy, IT guy. I know the connection's not made until the phone is answered. That's when the circuit's completed, when the phone is answered. But it already automatically started. So I've had some people tell me, "Oh no, as soon as you dial 911, it automatically starts recording." And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. It's here, it's recording, and the connection is not even made yet. So listen, it's ringing before they answer. That's my point. Okay, listen to this. Ring. Ring.
Midland 911.
Midland 911. Okay. Now let me tell you, the other thing is, of course, that wasn't my phone that called. I didn't have a phone. Okay, they stole my cell phone, disconnected my home phone lines. I had drove to 7-Eleven, asked the people in the car next to me to call 911. And they're the ones. So I'm in the background screaming. Okay, and like I said, it was a life or death situation, and absolutely no doubt they planned my murder in advance. They broke into my home in the first place. Okay, you don't accidentally break into somebody's home and then accidentally cut the phone lines and accidentally shoot them by surprise and accidentally listen to them scream for help, waiting for them to die. These are cold-blooded killers that have been free all this time. And who knows about it? These police. That's all there is to it. Okay. Then the police report's right here. Okay, and I parsed out the names, and that's where I got them time-stamped. This police report, I requested it after I shot in April 2012, and they sent me a whole bunch of police reports, but they didn't send me this one. Okay, I didn't know it existed. And then in 2013, the protection order here, my attorney had a subpoena for the police to turn over all police records, and they turned over all these police records, and they withheld this one. And once again, I didn't know it existed. existed. Okay, I didn't know there was a police report. And then in 2019, I'm looking through the paperwork 7 years later. Okay, the secret police are identified in 2018 after I paid a $2,000 reward. But 2019, I send in an information request. Give me this number, report number, and all of a sudden I get the police report number for 7 years before. They had withheld it 2 different times from me. Okay, why did they withhold it? Because it time-stamped police at my home that were not seen arriving. Because Woodward and Naylor were seen arriving, the Martin County Sheriff and late Midland County Deputy. And that's where we see it on scene. Matt Davis, 1103. Here's Dickie in my house. No one in the house. Inside, and lots of odd things like booby traps, which was a lie because there wasn't no booby traps in evidence. I didn't know what booby traps. And then Chatwell and Angel were here 1118, and then 1119 Dylan Held. So I had 5 police officers at my home that were not seen arriving. Okay, and then I want to show you here Woodward at 1101 right here. This is when Woodward. Okay. Right there. Okay, see them? They have the spotlight on. They're not dispatch. That's a Martin County Sheriff. That's from a whole nother county. I got a sheriff from a whole nother county at my front door minutes after I'm shot with my phone lines cut with the spotlight on and wasn't dispatched. Nobody's asking why. Do you see how weird that is? Okay. And here, following him was the late Sheriff Deputy Mike Naylor. I wondered if they didn't kill Naylor, he was going to snitch on them, and then they covered it up because they're real good at covering it up when you're a police and you're falsifying police reports. There they are. Naylor and Woodward are at my house at 1101, not dispatch. That's bizarre, folks. I mean, you have to admit that that's weird, right? And nobody's asking why, okay? And now Woodward's a convicted felon. And then after the other officers, here's from the footage. This is when they disabled my cameras at 1122. It was looking at my yard, and then all of a sudden it's looking at the wall. At the yard, at the wall. They rotated my cameras. They did all the front cameras, rotated the cameras. And you think that was good police work, folks? No, that wasn't good police work. I mean, they were here to cover up a premeditated murder attempt. I was shot with my phone lines cut. Now let me show you. How did they get to my house, inside my house, without being seen? Well, somebody might say, oh yeah, we're just coming to the back door. Well, no, you didn't. All my doors and windows were secured with extra locks due to the crimes I'd been reporting to the police. I've been reporting burglaries for over a year. I was trying to stop these criminals from breaking my home. Criminals that still break in my home, okay? And they're coming from under my home. I didn't know it at the time. Okay, but so they didn't come in from the back window or door. So was it like Star Trek and they beam themselves in? No, they come in from a tunnel, and I bet they come in from the Home Depot tunnel right here. I showed that tunnel to Homeland Security on July 2nd, 2019, and 2 weeks later they dug the ground up and poured concrete. I believe that tunnel right there is how Davis, Dickey, Chatwell, Angel, and Hale got in my home without being seen on the camera. Was that tunnel. And I also believe that tunnel was used by the people going to the oil show party in the backyard. And then when that girl was murdered in 2010 oil show party, that tunnel was used. When they poured concrete, that was tampering with evidence in capital crimes and murders. That's my belief. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me what you think. Comment on this. Share this. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.